Hello, let me ask you, if a rich person wanted to teach you some lessons about making money and managing money, would you listen? I would. That's what we are doing in this video. I'm sharing lessons from this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I've been at it for a while. This is video number 61. If it sounds interesting, please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. On this channel, I share what I know and continue to learn. And the video is about YouTube tips, business tips, earning money online tips, motivation, and recently I added books. My name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. So if taking a step to make your life better sounds like a good message, please consider subscribing and sharing my messages. But most important, if you're seeing me for the first time, please leave a comment, because that's the only way I'll know you watched it. Doesn't matter what you think, just put the truth in the comment. And for those of you who already said yes, you're coming back, appreciate you very much, especially if you came on a premiere. Please like the video, please share the video, please leave a comment. In this one, video number 61, it's continuation. It's the 8. Robert talked about the 10 points that we need, 10 steps we need to take to develop our God-given power. To be successful. We've covered 7 already. This video is point number 8 or step number 8, and he called it use assets to buy luxuries. Use assets to buy luxuries, and he called it the power of focus. But before that, I need to mention that, first of all, my schedule here is 11 a.m. USA Eastern Time every day, and except on Friday when I come, every day books, but on Friday I do a live. I pick a topic, I come, we discuss live, and then all these are premieres. The 11 a.m. I have a premiere here going on, books, and then 11:30 only on Thursdays and on Sunday I come again. So 2 videos on Thursdays and Sunday. The second one will be on Thursday, YouTube tips or business tips. Then on Sunday, I do like motivation. That's for Sunday. So please subscribe. Please consider subscribe so you can click on the bell. Then you get notified when these all videos are coming through. And please, when they do, come and watch. Okay, that's the schedule. And also I wanted to mention that I have links in the description and sometimes in the pinned comment. If I check on the pinned comment on top of the comments and see what I put. But normally I would put like the link to all those videos that we finished, including the one for today. When you click on it, it's going to start from number 1 all the way. And that's, it's a playlist. I call it Lessons from Robert Kiyosaki. It's also going to be at the end of this video, in the end of the screen, but also it's in the description, the pinned comment is everywhere, and the playlist. That's where I find all the videos. And then how you get it. If you want a book, audio is free. A link in the description. Audible, free for 1 month. And then also, if you want the real book, honestsoul.com up there on my channel. You go there, you find a page that I call it Amazon Deals. You see this book, and then you can go buy. So those are links. When you go to watch those other videos, the ones I finished some time ago, the older ones, I'll talk about Robert Kiyosaki is his mission and why he named the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Talks a little bit about his poor dad and his rich dad. So please find those. But for these later ones, as I'm about to finish the book, I only talk about the new stuff only. Please, for the old stuff that I covered, get in the description and find those links. Now, 61 is, I'm going to read just 61 to see what he talks about. Is use assets. It's step number 8. And the steps are to develop your God-given power. We covered all of them. This is 7. This is 8. 8 says, use assets to buy luxuries. And he calls it the power of focus. Now he writes, that's Robert Kiyosaki writing. A friend's child has been developing a nasty habit of burning a hole in his pocket. Just 16 years, he wanted his own car. The excuse? All his friends' parents gave their kids cars. The child wanted to go into his savings and use it for a down payment. That was when his father called me and then came to see me. The father, this is a conversation. Do you think I should let him do it, or should I just buy him a car? The father is asking for advice. I answered, it might relieve the pressure in the short term, but what have you taught him in the long term? Can you use this desire to own a car and inspire your son to learn something? Suddenly, the lights went on and he hurried home. 2 months later, I ran into my friend again. Does your son have his new car? I asked. No, he doesn't. But I gave him $3,000 for the car. I told him to use my money instead of his college money. So now Robert is asking, well, that's generous of you. And the other one responds, please follow the conversation. We'll see who is saying what. Okay, well, that's generous of you. That's Robert. No, not really. The money came with a hitch. Oh, so what was the hitch? Well, first, we played our cash flow game. We then had a long discussion about the wise use of money. After that, I gave him a subscription to the Wall Street Journal and a few books on the stock market. And then what? I asked. What was the catch? I told him the $3,000 was his, but he could not directly buy a car with it. He could use it to find a stockbroker and buy and sell stocks. Once he had made $6,000 with the $3,000, the money would be his for the car, and the $3,000 would go into his college fund. And what are the results? Robert was asking. Well, he got lucky in his trading, but lost everything a few days later. Then he really got interested. Today, I would say he's down 2,000, but his interest is up. He has read all the books about him, and he's gone to the library to get more. He read the Wall Street Journal voraciously, watching for indicators. He's got only 1,000 left, but his interest and learning are sky high. He knows that if he loses that money, he works for 2 more years, but he does not seem to care. He even seems uninterested in getting a car because he's found a game that's more fun. I hope you're following this conversation. That's the dad saying. And then what happens if he loses all the money? Robert was asking. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'd rather have him lose everything now than wait till he's our age to risk losing everything. And besides, that is the best $3,000 I've ever spent on his education. What he's learning will serve him for life. And he seems to have gained a new respect for the power of money. Okay, now that conversation is done. Now Robert is writing. As I said earlier, if a person cannot master the power of self-discipline, it is best not to try to get rich. I say this because although the process of developing cash flow from an asset column is easy in theory, what's hard is the mental fortitude to direct money to the correct use. Due to the external temptations, it is much easier in today's consumer world to simply blow money out the expense column. With weak mental fortitude, that money flows into the path of least resistance. That is the cause of poverty and financial struggle. The following example illustrates the financial intelligence needed to direct money to make more money. If we give 100 people, he's giving an example. If we give 100 people $10,000 at the start of the year, I believe that at the end of the year, 80 of the 100 people would have nothing left. In fact, many would have created greater debt by making a down payment on a new car, a refrigerator, electronics, a holiday. They spent all of it. Okay, 16 of them would have increased that 10,000 by maybe 5 to 10%. Then 4 of them would have increased it to 20,000 or into the million. Remember, we always talk about out of 100, it's only 4 or 5%. So according to this, it's just 4% who were able to use the money properly. Who increased it to 20,000 or into the millions. We go to school to learn a profession. By the way, that was me adding in the recent conversation. We go to school to learn a profession so we can work for money. It is my opinion that it's just as important to learn how to have money work for you. I love my luxuries as much as anyone else. The difference is I don't buy them on credit. It's to keep up with the Joneses trap. When I wanted to buy a Porsche, did I pronounce that right? Porsche? The easy road would have been to call my banker and get a loan. Instead of choosing to focus on the liability column, I chose to focus in the asset column. As a habit, I use my desire to consume to inspire and motivate my financial genius to invest. Too often today, we focus on borrowing money to get the things we want instead of focusing on creating the money. One is easier in the short term, but harder in the long term. It's a bad habit that we as individuals and as a nation have gotten into. Remember, the easy road often becomes hard, and the hard road often becomes easy. Okay, I'm about to finish. The earlier you can train yourself and those you love to be masters of money, the better. Money is a powerful force. Unfortunately, people use the power of money against themselves. If your financial intelligence is low, money will run all over you. It will be smarter than you. If money is smarter than you, you'll work for it all your life. To be the master of money, you need to be smarter than it, smarter than the money. Then money will do as it is told. It will obey you. Instead of being a slave to it, you'll be the master of it. That is financial intelligence. I'm going to read that last part again. To be the master of money, you need to be smarter than the money. Then money will do as it is told. It will obey you. Instead of being a slave to it, you will be the master of it. That is financial intelligence. And that's the end of that point. The lesson was use assets to buy luxuries, the power of focus. So that means you have to use the money first to make it grow, and then you can buy those luxuries that you want. I think that's that's what it means. Okay, so that's the end. Actually, I said when I finish reading, I read. That's it. The only thing I want to mention now, I created a list. For those of you who've been watching me, I'm mentioning a list. I call it Sherifa's Go-Getters. The reason I call them Sherifa's Go-Getters, those are people who believe in what I'm doing here, people who believe in taking a step to make your life better. People, if you put your email on that list, just the email, I'm not even asking for your name, just put the email. When I find something interesting, I want to be able to share, to just share it, send it by email. If it's a video, it's a book, it's whatever, a way to earn money, I want to be able to share it with you. Because here now we are just waiting until I record the video, but I could just send something straight to you. Believe me, it will be worth it. It's in the description, because when I put in the pinned comment, YouTube removes it. So it's in the description. It says, put your name on Sherifa's Go-Getter list. Please add your email there so we can communicate through my email. Once you put your email, automatically an email is going to come from me. That way we can communicate, and that's a good thing. Today I'm not going to talk about feedback for the book. I'll mention it maybe in the next video. People who want to give some feedback on this book, I'm collecting information. We'll do it in maybe the next video. Like I always end them, take very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Like the video and leave a comment. Start by liking and leave a comment. Take a step to a better you. Bye-bye.